Match day 7 in the Premier League had a little bit of everything this weekend. Red cards, late goals, VAR drama, and that was just in one game. There was 9 games played across the weekend, 27 goals scored, and there is still one game left to play tonight. My name's Ryan Archer. Welcome to That Was the Weekend. Now, for some of you that may have watched the first couple of shows, it was a different name. It was called the Unbiased Premier League Show. Wasn't really happy with that name. So last week I asked people to send in their suggestions for a new name for the show. And I went with this one. That Was the Weekend. It was sent in by Mr. DCG 1969. So I really appreciate you sending that in, mate. There was some other good names that I liked, but no, this one is just short and sweet, bit like me. So I just went with that. Right. Loads of action to go through this weekend. As I said, the Premier League was on fire this weekend. So much drama. So let's start. 12:30 kickoff, the early game on Saturday at Villa Park. Match day 7 sees 7 goals in the first game. Aston Villa 6, Brighton 1. High-flying Brighton were brought back down to earth at Villa Park. What a performance from Aston Villa. They're flying at the moment. And he got his first goal last weekend at Chelsea, and Ollie Watkins helped himself to a hat-trick this weekend. He's on fire at the moment. Gareth Southgate was in the crowd, so that means that he probably won't pick him, but he's got to pick him. He's on form. He's on fire. And Aston Villa just dominated this game. Found themselves 2-0 up early on with 2 goals from Ollie Watkins. An own goal from Brighton put Villa 3-0 up before half-time. Just after half-time, Brighton did get one back through Ansu Fati, but after that, it was just all about Aston Villa. Dominated the game from start to finish. Got another 3 goals. Ollie Watkins completing his hat-trick. Jacob Ramsey and Douglas Luiz rounding it up 6-1. And what an unbelievable result for Unai Emery's Aston Villa, and they march on up the table. They've had a great start to the season. So have Brighton, but yeah, Brighton got brought back down to earth a little bit this weekend. Moving on, we now go down to the South Coast, where Bournemouth hosted Arsenal, unbeaten Arsenal. Just carry on their fine form. A great victory, 4-0 away from home, 2-0 up at half-time. Goals from Bukayo Saka and Odegaard to put Arsenal 2-0 up. Second half, Kai Havertz with a penalty. Odegaard, who scored a penalty earlier in the game, let Havertz take it. He's obviously struggling since he signed for Arsenal. He's gone 20 club games without scoring. So it was nice for him to let him take the penalty. Hopefully it'll get his confidence up a little bit. But yeah, end of the game. Ben White with a header in the 93rd minute sealed the victory for Mikel Arteta's red and white army. And yeah, they just continue to a great start to the season and a great victory down on the South Coast. Now we go to Goodison Park, where Everton hosted Luton. I'll be honest, after last week, when Everton went to Brentford and got a great victory, I did not see this coming. I predicted Everton to get their first win in the season, but Luton had other plans. Luton went up there and they got their first ever Premier League victory. What a moment for Luton Town Football Club. They started the game. Everton had chances early doors, but couldn't take their chances. Tom Locker put Luton 1-0 up. And then Colton Morris, their top goal scorer, with a great finish at the back post to put Luton 2-0 up. Everton fans up in arms, booing. I don't blame them. But Dominic Calvert-Lewin did get one back just before half-time. VAR let it go. There was a hint of offside, but he wasn't offside. And it's not good times for Everton. Sean Dyche is coming under some immense pressure at the moment. And another defeat at the weekend, you never know, because I see a few of the Everton fans staying behind after the game, showing their frustrations. It's not going well for Everton. This is the 3rd season on a trot now that they're struggling. And with what they've got to come, they're obviously new potential owners were in the crowd, would have watched this game. Yeah, it's not great times for Everton. And if it continues, Sean Dyche could be out of a job. Moving on, we go to Manchester United, where it don't get any better for Man United either. 2 wins in a row. You know, they beat Palace in the League Cup earlier in the week. A lot of the fans thought they was going to probably turn up and it was going to be another victory against Crystal Palace. But no, look, Crystal Palace, you know, done well. Man United had chances, half chances. They had a few long-range efforts that see Sam Johnson have to pull off some good saves. But it was Anderson who put Crystal Palace 1-0 up with a great finish. Free kick in from Eze right across the box. And first time, roof of the net. Keeper had no chance. Great finish. And then Crystal Palace just frustrated the life out of Manchester United. Crystal Palace had some half chances. Will Hughes having a great effort from outside the box. But yeah, Manchester United didn't really offer much. I remember Casemiro had one from long range. Yeah, didn't really offer. But once again, Manchester United, you know, they're suffering. They're suffering. They just can't get that little bit of rhythm. As I said, they had a good win away in the Premier League the week before at Burnley. League Cup victory over Palace during the week. And then, yeah, they're just another one brought back down to earth. You know, they're just not getting it right. And Ten Hag is also another manager coming under pressure. Look, I don't think they're going to get rid of him. But if it continues, they'll have to do something because the fans are starting to once again turn on the board like they usually do. But a couple more defeats and they will start turning on the players and Ten Hag. Next up, we go right up north to Newcastle, to St. James's Park, where Newcastle just continue their great run of form. 2-0 victory over struggling Burnley. Burnley did have a couple of chances to go 1-0 up in this game. But as you know, in the Premier League, you don't take your chances, you get punished. And boy, did they get punished. Almiron with what a strike. Outside of the box. Good work from Trippier to break up the play. Lays it to Almiron. Couple of touches and then bang, bullet straight in the net. Keeper ain't got no chance. Unbelievable goal. Top corner. And yeah, Newcastle just controlled the game. Later on, Gordon was brought down for a penalty and Isaac, great finish, sent the goalkeeper the wrong way. Solid performance from Newcastle. And yeah, as I said, their great run continues and Eddie Howe's men are just marching on and they're back in Champions League action this week when they take on the mighty PSG. So what a turnaround from when Eddie Howe first joined the club to where they are now. Brilliant times for Newcastle fans. Next up, we go back down south where we head to the London Stadium. The game I was at, West Ham 2, Sheffield United 0. Very controlled performance from West Ham. Sheffield United never offered anything. As I said during the review we done after the game, they're a very poor side and it was a controlled performance from West Ham. 2 good goals in the first half. Jared Bowen's on fire and he's scoring goals for fun. That's 5 goals so far this season. Great finish, great bit of work down the right from West Ham. Great ball in from Soufal and Jared Bowen was there to tap home. Just before half-time, Thomas Souček put us 2-0 up with a great finish once again. Yeah, second half, West Ham took their foot off the gas a little bit. I think we was trying to protect that clean sheet and we could have gone for more. We could have won this 3 or 4-0. But yeah, look, I was happy with the victory. 3 points, clean sheet. What more can you want as a fan? Next up, we go to Molineux. Now, Man City have started this season flying, unbeaten. And I'll be honest with you, there was probably a lot of people that was expecting Man City to dominate this game. A lot of bets were probably mucked up with this result. Let a lot of people down because Wolverhampton Wanderers beat Man City 2-1. And I'll be honest with you, I watched the highlights. Wolves deserved it, in my opinion. I thought they were brilliant. Honestly, Gary O'Neill's men were on fire. And once again, that man, Neto, what a player he is. Honestly, I've been so impressed with him this season. And since I've been doing these shows, I've mentioned him so many times. He's just a joy to watch. And I think it's going to be very hard for Wolves to keep hold of Pedro Neto. But he's worked down the right, ball in the box, and Ruben Diaz put into his own goal. Man City find themselves 1-0 down. As I said, there was a couple of half chances for Wolves after. Second half, Man City did get one back. Great goal from Alvarez. You know, and then you sit there and you think, you know, this is where City turn it on. They haven't been great, but they get a goal back and they'll probably go and nick another 1 or 2 goals, see the game out. But nah, Wolves had different plans, and fair play to them. Chan, who's another player who started the season off great, shortly after Alvarez equalised, puts Wolves 2-1 up. And yeah, it's an unbelievable victory for Wolves. Not many, as I said, not many people see it coming, but fair play to Wolves. They held on to get the victory, and Guardiola was left scratching his head. And yeah, they move on, and they've got a massive game coming up this weekend, and it's opened the eyes for a lot of teams that are chasing Man City. Maybe they're not the dominant force. You know, is this a one-off? Who knows? Next up, the late kickoff. This is the game that had all the drama. All the drama. Spurs 2, Liverpool 1. And where do we start with this game? I mean, as I said, it had a little bit of everything. Early on in the game, controversial red card, in my opinion. Curtis Jones was sent off. He was given a yellow card, but after the referee, Simon Hooper, who we're going to be talking about a lot in this little review, he went over to VAR and he thought it was a straight red. Look, he's looking at the image in a still after it's happened. It does look bad. Of course it does. But in real time, Curtis Jones, you know, he has touched the ball. He's got the ball. He's gone over the top. And it's one of them ones, you know, you look at it. Personally, I didn't think it was a red card. I don't know what you think. Put your comments below. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of Spurs fans that say, yeah, it was a red card, but I thought it was a bit harsh. Just after that, Liverpool down to 10 man. This is where the controversy happens. Diaz scores a perfectly good goal, but it was ruled out for offside. Yeah, what can I say? You've seen it. It's been all over the news. You know, unbelievable. What is it with VAR? You know, VAR is there to help. You know, the referee, the linesman's given offside. VAR's given offside. They've not even drawn the lines. You know, what is the point of having VAR? You've got a referee who's being advised by his VAR assistants, Darren England, and whoever he had as his assistant. And yeah, they've just got it wrong. Our 4 people can see that he is not onside is a joke. And I can see why Liverpool are going mad. And I know they've released statements after the game to say they're sorry, but sorry's not good enough. Look, I know that Liverpool have come out and said that they're going to do all their options. They're trying to get the game replayed. Look, Liverpool, unfortunately, the game can't replay, because if they go back and they do that, you're going to open a can of worms, and there's going to be so many controversial decisions that can be looked into. Unfortunately for Liverpool, you've got to move on, and it's just now that the FA and VAR, they have to sit down and they have to get this right, because if Liverpool lose the league by 1 point, you look back at this moment, team, not even this game, but if this happened to teams down the bottom and they get relegated by 1 point, it's life-changing for some of these football clubs. So yeah, it wasn't great, and it's not the first time that they've had to come out and apologise, and hopefully they can get this right, because if there's one thing that I've always thought that's been good with VAR, it has been the offside. You know, we're the only country that sort of refused the technology that they used in the World Cup with the automatic offside thing. So I don't know why. They've got to do something, because you can't have this keep going on. But look, there was a game. Let's get back to the game. Son put Tottenham 1-0 up in this game. Great finish. Just before half-time, though, Liverpool did get back into it. Gakpo scored just before half-time. Great turn, great finish. Second half, bit more controversial decisions. Jota was sent off for 2 red cards. The first yellow card for me was never a yellow card. Player tripped himself. Jota, sent off 2 red cards, and then right deep into injury time, the late show. Tottenham love a late goal at White Hart Lane, or the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium as it's known now. And yeah, Matip put into his own goal, and Tottenham continue their unbeaten run to the season. You know, great game all round, great entertainment for the neutral, and Postecoglou's Tottenham go marching on. And that completed the Saturday's action. On Sunday, one game, which is rare, one game on Sunday. Nottingham Forest took off Brentford at the City Ground. Yeah, look, not an entertaining game, but it did have its moments. Brentford went 1-0 up through Norgard, and then Dominguez equalised for Nottingham Forest just after. There was a red card in this game as well. Niakate was sent off for 2 yellow cards. So yeah, look, that was the Premier League action this week. As I said, there is one more game to go tonight. Chelsea travel to their West London rivals Fulham, hoping to get 3 points on the table and get back to winning ways. Let's have a quick look at. I'll tell you what, before we go to the Premier League table, let's do Ryan's Matchday Awards for Matchday 7. The goal of the weekend for me, there was a few standout goals. Anderson for Crystal Palace, but do you know what? I think there's one goal that stood out for me, and it was Almiron of Newcastle, goal of the weekend. What a great strike from outside the box. Top corner, great finish. I can't argue with that. Moving on to the performance of the weekend. Look, could have given this to Luton, who had a great result at Everton, first game of the season. Villa 6-1 at home to Brighton. But I think there's only one clear winner this weekend. It's got to be Wolves. The first team to stop Manchester City this weekend. As I said, great performance, well-deserved victory. And yeah, it's one that Wolves, it will live long in the memory of the Wolves fans this season. Moving on, we're going to go to the player of the weekend. A few standout performances, but for me, one winner, hat-trick hero, Ollie Watkins of Aston Villa. As I said, Gareth Southgate was there to see this performance. International break is coming up soon, so I'm expecting Ollie Watkins' name to hopefully be in the England squad. But yeah, great performance from Watkins. Great hat-trick, and yeah, great performance. And look, the award that no one wants, it's the flop of the weekend. And look, I don't think anyone is going to argue with me this weekend. It's got to go to Simon Hooper, the referee for the Tottenham-Liverpool game, and his VAR team. VAR, Darren England, everything connected with VAR this weekend. You know, absolute joke performance. Teams, you know, when players get sent off, when managers get sent off, they have to be punished. Simon Hooper and his team should be punished. They should be banned from a few games. Don't get demoted to the Championship. You know, get banned for a few games. Let them learn their lesson. And then, yeah, hopefully they do learn their lesson. But, yeah, they are the flop of the weekend. Let's have a quick look at the Premier League table. Obviously, Chelsea and Fulham are still to play this weekend. But Manchester City, after their defeat, are top on 18 points. And then they are closely followed by the North London duo, Tottenham and Arsenal, who are still unbeaten, both on 17 points. Liverpool complete the top 4. Villa, Brighton and West Ham in 5th, 6th and 7th. Newcastle, Palace and Manchester United complete the top 10. Nottingham Forest move up to 11th. Fulham, who play tonight, drop to 12th. Brentford, Wolves and Chelsea, 13th, 14th and 15th. Everton, struggling Everton, are down in 16th. And Luton Town are out of the bottom 3. They're in 17th place. And Bournemouth, Burnley and Sheffield United complete the bottom 3 this week. As always, let's have a quick look at the stat charts, the goal scorers. He didn't score this weekend, but he's still up there. Erling Haaland on 8 goals, closely followed by Son on 6. And Jarrod Bowen, look at Jarrod Bowen. He's had a great start to the season on 5 goals already. And as you can see there, Ollie Watkins, who only scored his first goal last weekend, now has 4 goals after his heroics at the weekend with his hat-trick goal. Let's have a look at the people that assist these top goal scorers. Look at that. Neto, the man. I'm falling in love with this man. I'm telling you, he's a great player. Look at that. 4 players on 4 assists. Neto, Maddison, Salah and Trippier. And yeah, you look down and look at that. Vladimir Sufel, 3 assists. He's had a great start to the season. I can't even see Ward-Prowse on that list. But yeah, look, they see there players on the assist joint. And my mate, he's a goalkeeper. He said, Ryan, why don't you concentrate a bit more on the goalkeepers? So I'm going to add the goalkeepers on there. Here's the clean sheet. Here's the ones that are trying to stop these players from scoring. As you can see there, 4 goalkeepers tied on 3 clean sheets. Johnston, Leno, Pope and Edison. And yeah, usual suspects around there. And Areola with his first clean sheet of the season. Moving on. Yeah, so that's it for the stats. Let's have a look at the fixtures this weekend. As I said, there are 2 games still. Well, there's 1 game left to play from Matchday 7. Fulham travel to West London tonight to take on their rivals to play Chelsea. Fulham versus Chelsea. Completely mucked that bit up, didn't I? And then tomorrow night, a game that should have been played early in the season, but Luton's ground wasn't ready. Luton played Burnley. What a massive game that is down at the bottom of the table. Match day 8. As I did last week, I'm going to put you're going to see them scroll along the bottom of the screen now. I'm going to do my predictions for match day 8. But as you can see, some great games this weekend. Luton play Spurs in the early kickoff. Burnley play Chelsea. 6-pointer there down at the bottom. Everton play Bournemouth. As I said, Bournemouth, going to Goodison. If Everton lose this, Sean Dyche could be out of a job. Fulham take on Sheffield United. Manchester United play Brentford. And completing the Saturday fixtures, the 5:30 kickoff sees Nottingham Forest travel down to South London to Selhurst Park to take on Crystal Palace. On Sunday, this is where the elite of Europe, the pride of Europe, the European teams play. Brighton take on Liverpool. That could be a good game. There's 3 2:00 kickoffs. That's got the potentials of a really good game, that one. Same as West Ham. They take on Newcastle at the London Stadium. Wolves take on Aston Villa in the Midlands derby. And then look at that. Look at that to finish off the weekend. What a game to look forward to. Arsenal versus Manchester City, 4:30 kickoff. Arsenal will be looking to overtake Man City in the Premier League table this weekend. So, yeah, that's it. That's it for this week's show. As I said, keep subscribing to the channel. Please give us your support. Give me your feedback for this week's show. I do read the comments. I do take a lot of interest in the comments. And as I said, the new name for this show I got from the comments. So once again, thank you to Mr. DCG1969. And yeah, I think that's it for this week's show. As I said, Matchday 7 had a bit of everything. It's why we love the Premier League. So my name's Ryan Archer. That was the weekend. I'll see you all next week. Ta-ta for now.